And sometimes snakes need humidity. Sometimes snakes are babies and we don't want to flood them out with water or overly spray them down. So we make what's called a humid hide. Now, there's a lot of humid hides out there. You can buy them at your local pet shop, Petco, PetSmart, pet supermarket, whatever. Usually they look like a fake rock. You take the top off, you put a bunch of sphagnum moss in there, New Zealand sphagnum moss, and you soak it down, you get it wet, whatever, and then you put the lid back on. There's like a cave hole or something and the animal goes in there. But when you have a really baby snake and you have confined spaces, I like to just use a deli cup. So I got a pair of arguably 4-month-old baby Rinkals cobras from South Africa. And they're usually an arid steppeland, grassland kind of animal, but when they're babies, they're going to inhabit more microclimates. Now, in front of me, you'll see this tub here. They're individually containered in their own, there's two of them, 1.1. They're individually containered in their own plastic shoebox, and the shoeboxes are stacked, and then I have those shoeboxes in another, I think this is an 80-quart Sterilite tub with a gasket seal. And the concept is, though, even though I make sure that the smaller containers are essentially escape-proof, God forbid something happens, they're still within another containment. They're also in my venomous room, which is escape-proof per the state of Florida. And we're going to go into that in other videos in the future. Essentially, going back to the humid hides, I just took a normal deli cup, one that you'd get at, any reptile shop, or you can use an old Chinese food container, wonton soup container works pretty damn well. And basically what I did was I took the lid off. I took a torch lighter from a cigar torch lighter, and I just melted a hole in the middle. And it looks like crap. All this cloudiness, that's actually humidity, because I had the lid on for a while. But I like to use the torch because even though it looks like crap, it's completely smooth. There's no sharp edges. You can use a knife or a set of snips or scissors and cut your hole, and then take a normal Bic lighter and just run a Bic lighter over it real quick. And then before it gets too hot, you can run your finger on it, and that way you won't burn your finger per se, providing it's not too hot, and you'll smoothen out that sharp edge. I like the torch lighter because it goes real quick. The only problem is the torch lighter is so hot that it does catch the plastic on fire. So basically what I'll do is I'll sit there and I'll hold it, and then I'll blow it out real quick, and then kind of rotate it like this so that it doesn't pool, doesn't drip, and I don't have liquid melted plastic on me or the carpet or whatever. What I'll do is I'll soak down the moss with just whatever water. If you're using tap water, great. If you're using bottled water, if you're using Fiji water. And I'll wring it out and get it soaking wet. Pour out all the excess because I don't want excess water in there. And the reason why is because I've actually had snakes defecate in the moss, which had standing water, and they drank bacteria-ridden poopy water, and that caused them to get ill, and a couple of them caused them to die. So I make sure there's no standing water. Essentially, I want to wring it out, but I still want it to hold some amount of moisture. These have been sitting on the sink for maybe 20 minutes, so you can see how they're still pretty cloudy and full of humidity. These are actually perfectly clear. So if I was to wipe off all the humidity or all the moisture, whatever you want to call it, they would be completely clear. So just to show you what 20 minutes will do,